Welcome to the Above and Below podcast, a show where above average guys with below average intelligence talk about everything nerdy, geeky, and otherwise. Thanks for joining us on this adventure into the unknown as four dudes work to understand their place in the vast expanse of the universe. So sit back, spark up a hookah, grab a beer, and enjoy. Hi, my name is Tony.
Hey, I'm Bobby.
Hi, I'm Brad.
And I'm Steven.
And today we have a special guest. His name is Tintins, and he's here to talk with us. How was your week?
Oh, it was pretty good. I celebrated my anniversary with my girlfriend, and then in my free time, I've just been sinking my entire life into Elden Ring.
Oh, Dark Souls 4.
It is Dark Souls 4, and I am absolutely loving it.
Dark Souls 4 and everything I've wanted for so long. I can't express to you guys enough how much of a gaming block I've had for the past 5 months. I haven't been enjoying anything. Not that I haven't been enjoying playing with my friends, but games, dude, I could play for 5 minutes and can honestly say that I was bored out of my mind. I have been going just fucking ham in this game. I'm so addicted, it's taken up every ounce of my free time.
I agree. I've been waiting for a game like this for so many years now, and especially a single-player game that can be played as single-player, but not only that, you can bring in your friends too. I've really enjoyed doing that last night. Stayed up till God knows whatever time in the morning doing that.
So, Bobby, you just said that you enjoyed Elden Ring, and it's the only game in the past 5 months that you had fun with, correct?
That is true.
So you're a masochist.
I do enjoy the good penis whipping every once in a while.
Because you know what? I would love to say I'm having fun with this game. It's so good, and I'm kind of enjoying it, but I really just want to walk into my bedroom, close the door, put on a candle, some soft music, and blow my fucking brains out.
There has been maybe 3 times in this game where I have just sat there and went, okay, all right, back it up a little bit, we'll come back later. And then I just go find something else that's fun.
What I think I really enjoy about this, and kind of going back to, we've talked about it on episodes before, that Dark Souls, so I started playing Dark Souls 3. It's my first Dark Souls game, and I was not having fun with it. And I think this game does something that game just couldn't do because it's a lot more linear, is I can leave, go fuck off, do something else, and then come back to what I was doing. And I think at the very beginning, tell me if I'm wrong, enemies feel a little bit easier than some other enemies in games prior that you've just kind of been dealing with. So it's been a little bit friendlier for someone that's a little newer to the game. And I just, literally yesterday was the first day that we, the Xbox guys here, have been playing it. And I've been having a blast. I didn't think I was going to have this much fun with it. And I sunk basically all night into it. And I'm already level 38 and we just started yesterday.
So, interesting take about what you said where some of the enemies feel easier. That may be true, but it is still a Soulsborne game. I love being able to walk into a dungeon and just absolutely get shit on by rats. You're just running through. You're level... So I'm level 97 after this week.
Oh, big over here.
I'm just shitting on most things in the game. The bosses are getting kind of easier, but I walked into a cave earlier and just 3 rats jumped me, dead.
Yeah, I'll just fall into a dungeon and just get massacred by rats. And it's oh, well, that's great. If rats can kill me, what can a fucking dragon do to me?
What kind of classes is everybody running? I'm going sword and board like a true man. We got any pussy magic users around here?
Yeah, I believe his name is Tony, right?
Yeah, I'm using magic in the game, but that's because this is the first Souls game that does magic super well. It's a viable option to just be magic in this game. I barely use a sword. I mean, I do sometimes against weaker stuff, but yeah.
Magic finally feels like it's not a support thing. Because in the other ones, it's so hard to get off some of the spells. You got to charge them up a lot longer. You can get things that, make the casting time faster, but it's still pretty slow. With this, dude, fucking hurtling lightning, having a giant dragon head it's all just fucking moistening. My bussy is sopping wet for this game.
I'm playing Big Tanky Boy too. I mean, in normal games, that's normally what I go for. So with it being my true introduction to a Soulsborne game. That's just what I'm building first. And I know I'm enjoying the game because I am already thought of 3 or 4 other characters that I want to build to expand the different classes, different weapons types that I want to use.
The class that I'm using is it doesn't have an official name or nothing, but it's an arcane faith dex build, and I'm just gonna call it a dragon paladin.
I like that name. I'm just going for a straight paladin build, so I'm not really involved in any of the dragon stuff yet, but I could definitely incorporate it in later if I so choose.
I totally would. I really would. Some of the tankier guys, I do over like 1,500 damage to them.
Yeah, I gotta get to that point.
And that's just by turning my arm. My arm turns into a giant dragon fist and just fucking slams down on them.
Did you say 1,500 damage?
Yes.
I'm lucky to do 15.
Right? That's the thing. The power scaling in the game, it allows for so much freedom and flexibility through class choosing that it's something that, at least for me, I haven't experienced in a decade with a game.
And also, to be fair, Brad, you got to consider that we started yesterday, and the guys that are playing on PlayStation have been playing for a full weekend, a week, and
Yep.
now this weekend. They're already pushing level 100.
I broke
and we,
100.
And we, I'm sorry.
I'm
broke
over here.
100.
Yeah, let me just put this on the fucking table, you know?
And
Get good.
The rest of us, you and I, we literally started playing yesterday. Like, we're level 36 and I'm level 38.
Yeah,
so we'll get there.
Some people have massive cocks, and some of us rely on skill. So
Magic users have the largest penises.
absolutely, just fucking huge.
Just saying, when that penis one-shots a boss, though, nothing like it.
Damn, just nut all over its face.
So it is easy mode.
Sometimes it's a little easier, because especially against like enemies that aren't jumping around or anything like that, I can just I ended up unlocking a spell that is effectively just the Kamehameha, and I cheesed the shit. Bobby was struggling with one of these bosses, and he's like, "Hey, buddy, I need some help. Come and help me out." So I walk in. I'm just like, "Okay, lower him into the corner," and he's dead.
On top of what you just said, you want to hear what a lot of co-op experiences with a magic user is? Okay. So, a lot of it is, you just need to hold them over there. The 30-foot gargoyle with a twin blade spinning around in circles.
Oh! Yeah, I do that to him pretty much all the time.
And I'm just like, I can use a magic spell, and I'll just get my fucking, like, the guy will turn, his dick will fucking hit me in the head, and I'll fall down, and Tony's just like, all right, it's ready. Boosh.
I'm firing my laser!
Yes, the Death Star comes into fucking orbit, essentially.
It's literally like the scene in Dragon Ball Z where Goku's charging up the Spirit Bomb, and they're just like, "You gotta hold him off," and Vegeta's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll just hold off fucking Kid Buu while he's like choking the shit out of me and pushing in my whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's just like Spirit Bomb,
And then everybody's like, yeah, he did it. And I'm just like, I'm over there with like my armor's just shattered. My sword's stuck in a wall 30 feet up in the air. And I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, he did it, buddy.
Here I come to save the day.
Who knew tanks became the new support, and the mages are the ones that are just dealing all the cunting damage.
Tanks should always be the support class. I've played a ton of MMOs. Tanks are a support class. They don't buff, but they are 100% the support class because you got your DPS to do the damage. We've all played Overwatch. I mean, we've played a shitload of Overwatch. You're effectively a support because you prevent your squishies from getting obliterated.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between playing a Reinhardt whose main goal is to tank and shield.
Mercy and
Reinhardt.
Reinhardt are the same. Changed my mind.
I play both. so I mean, there's a big difference between being that support to help your team versus being the damage dealer and armor guy, and then when you're playing in like groups, relegated to being the guy who just draws all the aggro while the mage jerks off in the corner until his spell's ready and then beats the boss.
Hey, it takes a couple seconds for me to get warmed up, okay?
You know what I'm saying? You got to give more credit to the people fucking in the trenches at this point.
In defense to Tony's being able to stand still, he also has a charm on his one flask that prevents him from losing any magic.
What?
Oh, that's
yeah.
insane.
10 seconds of unlimited Kamehameha.
Oh, geez.
And then other seconds just from his regular bar. So effectively, 20 seconds of him just blasting.
That's what I mean about this
So
game,
anyway, I
though.
started blasting.
That's what I mean about this game, though. There's so much. The scaling on it, it feels limitless, honestly.
You really do just feel like you go, so I don't feel like I'm even close to, like, I'm on the tip of the iceberg. It's just the tip.
Yeah,
the tip's the hardest part.
It's just the tip rubbing against my Clint, and I can't get down far enough.
it's so good because you're literally just like, oh, I have so much to do. And there's just so many ways that they can just spit on it and rail me in the ass.
I know that whenever we were the PlayStation guys have been playing a lot more, and our editing dude, our tech guy, he has his map pulled up constantly. Just seeing the size of what there is in this world and the scale and just the millions of things to do really just blow my mind.
And for me personally, being just a hard on for maps, just seeing everything out there and all the stuff that I could possibly do in the game, really it makes my geography cock so hard.
And the map just keeps giving. Dude, there's one area I don't have unlocked on that map, and it's the northernmost area because you have to go through the capital to get there. As far as I know, I haven't done a lot of looking into it, and I'd rather progress the story on my own because, that. But, dude, this map, and areas in this map, this game is so visually beautiful. Wait till you get to the underground city and you see the cave that is fucking a galaxy.
I mean, just the overall scale of it. I mean, you just look up and the entire sky is just tree.
On a side note, I can imagine trying to play this game on an old gen console.
Oh, God.
Hilarious enough about that. I saw somebody redo the trailer for one of the story trailers. I saw somebody redo it in PS1 graphics, and it's so fucking funny to see how far. It's great to see how far we've come, but they're just polygons and it's hilarious. These guys square faces.
I literally just watched a video 15 minutes ago that was called Elden Ring Potato Mode. And it was the absolute lowest possible settings that you could play the game on. And it's just gray. It's just gray.
So you're talking about that. Recently, somebody had redone, this is in the same vein of Soulsborne. Somebody they remade Bloodborne, but they demade it. So they made it so it's like a PS1 game. Still plays very similarly. They even built their own boss for it, but you can play up to the first whole area, and it's super fucking cool. It is so fucking neat to see.
Yeah, weirdly, we've gone into this era. I've actually seen a lot of demake videos like that. We've gone into this era where we're getting to the point where games are just getting so beautiful, so perfect on their own, that people are like, oh, I wonder what this would have looked like 10 years ago. It's just completely opposite, because 5 years ago, these people would have been upscaling, and you've seen all the Grand Theft Auto videos where they're just this will brick your computer, Grand Theft Auto, and it's got ray tracing through everything. Now we've got the opposite happening. It's so weird.
What's your life? How boring does it have to be be like, okay, I'm going to take this whole game and I'm going to remake it with PS1 graphics? What does that guy do for a living? Because you got to know, he's just got free time out the ass. It must be mommy and daddy's money. And he's just like, well, I'm going to make Bloodborne, but it's going to be on PS1 graphics, and nobody wants this, but they're all going to thank me.
So you got to consider that technology, goes up exponentially, but at this point, we've gotten to the point where consoles are so advanced that we've kind of plateaued in terms of quality. Look at the jump between the Atari 2600 to the NES to the SNES. And then you go to the PS3, the PS4, and the PS5.
What?
Well, you're looking at kind of how crazy the graphics are improving. And now we've gotten to the point where things have been so realistic for the last close to 2 to 3 gens that now the next graphical scaling is we're kind of reaching that peak where we've hit perfection.
I mean, if you really think about it, even dating back to Halo 3, that game still looks great, even by today's standards. I mean, it's still not as good as Halo Infinite now.
Right.
But in terms of that peak, even 10, 12, and 14 years ago now that game came out, it still holds up. But I think to Brad's point, where you're making the new games into old games, I think it's a nostalgia thing.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, especially our age, are now like, I want to play stuff that brings me back to when I was 5, Christmas morning, breaking it open and just dumping all that time into it and having that feeling again. Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it, guys?
Nostalgia's great.
The only thing that could make where we're sitting at today any better is if I can put a sensor on my penis and have a big titty goth girl in VR, and life would be smooth sailing from here on out.
We're almost there. The metaverse is going to take over. We're soon going to be like SAO, putting the helmet on, and we're jumping into the next dimension. Honestly, I think that's the only real logical jump from here on forward.
I can't wait to have sex with Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse.
My favorite.
With him too, I cannot wait to see the videos on TikTok of people finding Mark Zuckerberg in the metaverse and just picking on him and bullying him.
Everyone's just circling around him, Zuck. And then everybody's like, why is everyone calling me Zuck?
Everybody's avatar is a giant Sweet Baby Ray's bottle.
No, it's just Mark Zuckerberg's head.
Smoking meats.
How could I possibly convince them that I'm human? I will make an entire simulated world. And then they'll have to live like me.
guys, wait. Put the Sweet Baby Rays on the shelf. Yeah, that's good right there.
Hello, everybody. I'm
Take
Mark.
sip of water.
I'm Zuck. Mr. Zuck.
Oh my god.
So, circling back to the talking about nostalgia, funny enough, so playing Elden Ring, you know, I just got the new Xbox and really been enjoying that. And on the flip side, I bought Sonic Mania, which is supposed to be a return to the Sega Genesis style Sonic games. I've been having a fucking blast with it. And me and Brad were hanging out this week, and we go to Taco Bell. And I was telling him that there was a canceled project that Sega was doing that was going to essentially remake Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and a combo pack and release it. And I was literally just Googling something. I wanted to see if Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were on were on the Switch, which they weren't. That's fine. And then like I followed a thread and they were talking about that game. And I saw that there was a release date. And it was like a year ago. I'm like, there's no fucking way I missed that shit. And so I look in and no, they fucking canceled it. And I got so mad. And so I'm telling Brad about it in the Talk About drive-thru. And I'm like, as soon as I get home, I'm about to go to bed. I'm like, you know, I wonder how expensive Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are nowadays. So I, bring out my newfangled Xbox that can like ray trace 40K, amazing graphics. I can feel the graphics grab me. I just bought a Sega Dreamcast game for $5. And in between playing Elden Ring, I'm playing that and having a fucking blast as well.
You know what I want to see? In the vein of those guys who are demastering games, where's my Legend of Dragoon in Super HD mega graphics? Because I want to see the dark power pour out of Rose's vagina. What's her name? Rose? I don't know. But like literally one of her things was she's summoning like dark power in her like evolved form or some shit like that. It's like an awakened form. And you literally just see a dark ball of goop just fall out of her vagina. And it was the funniest thing.
Ew.
Yeah.
And you want that Super HD?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to see it. I want to see it.
I mean, yeah, that does suck though, because we just got Final Fantasy VII remade, and like that's kind of in the same vein. Like, why can't they make Legend of Dragoon?
Fucking Final Fantasy VII. That's only like the first half of the actual whole game.
Oh, I know. It's
and that
insane.
shit blows my mind. I loved Final Fantasy VII as a kid. That's all I gotta say about that.
I never actually got to play it.
I was gonna say, I might be a little off when I say this because I haven't played it, but isn't like from what 7 was to this new remake, it's nothing like the original games, was it?
They yeah,
like leagues apart.
Yeah, no, each one has like its own. There's a few games like with Lightning where it's a continuous story, but a lot of them.
13 and 13 too, right?
I think
Oh,
so.
God.
Yeah, with Lightning, those
Yeah.
are really good.
Yeah,
Which
no,
was the MMO? Isn't it like Final Fantasy 15? We've gotten
17?
so far
I don't know.
14.
at this point.
I think it's 14.
I've literally fallen off. Like, again, I'm literally the guy that always talks about the old fucking games, but I was a fan of like all the SNES ones, and I kind of fell off on the PS1. I think I played a little bit of 7 and then fell off entirely off the series. and then all the new ones come out. I'm just like, no, I can't do this. This isn't it anymore.
Dare I say nowadays that we are living through a gaming renaissance.
100%.
Because, I mean, think about it. I remember 10, 12 years ago, there are developers saying that we're going to have games, the way gaming is going, we're going to have single title games that last for 5-6 years, and we're finally there. I mean, we have Warzone, Fortnite started. Big shout out to Fortnite. I didn't really play it a lot. It's not my type of game, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due on this one.
It paved the way.
And now like I said, Warzone, Halo Infinite's going to be that way too. I mean, this is the new way that gaming is going to be.
Games as a service. A lot of people have a problem with that, though. But
Do you think Destiny come out before Fortnite? Because they were the first like long form. Well, I guess it's not single player, is it?
It's supposed to be multiplayer. I never got into the game. I found it extremely boring.
It was so. I played a little bit of it. I'm like, this is so tedious and it's slow and so small.
I love Destiny 1. Have I ever told you guys about how I shit myself playing that game?
Please
No.
do tell.
Oh my god!
I've heard this story, but this one's a great one.
So we're finally get our 6-man squad online, and we've all cleared our evenings because the Atheon raid, the Vault of Glass, just dropped. So we're like, all right, boys, let's do this. So we played the whole raid for 8 goddamn hours, and we're finally at Atheon. We're trying to fight him. We're trying to cheese him because fighting him's not working, but cheesing's not working. So we're just going at it, and I gotta go to the bathroom, but team needs me, man. Team needs me. You know, it's not up or shut up time. So I'm playing, and we finally do it. My buddy Jack throws a sun grenade. Atheon backs up off the cliff way earlier than we should have killed him. And everyone just starts screaming. And before I even see the loot drop, like I just know he's dead, I'm like, I gotta go shit. I threw my headset off, chucked my controller, made one move to go off my bed, shit everywhere. I shit myself on my bed. And it wasn't like, it would have been cool if it was just like a log, but no, it was like a waterfall of just nasty.
oh, they didn't.
So while everyone's celebrating, I'm
Forbidden
cleaning
pudding.
myself up. And then I find out that everybody got the good loot and I got shit.
You
Well,
did get
took-
shit.
You took a shit, and then you got shit.
I got
I'm
shit.
sorry.
Shit squared.
Get shit on.
It's literally shit squared.
That just, you literally pulled the Cartman meme from that episode where he's playing World of Warcraft. And he just-
Man!
Bathroom. She comes downstairs with the toilet bowl. He shits all over her and all over the.
Whoopsie kittens on the.
Oh, we're a big boy, aren't we?
I mean, it was sort of like that, but when your team needs you, man, you gotta answer the call to duty.
Like imitate satire.
So then after you did that, you guys said, now we can actually play the game, right? Like,
What do you mean? Now we can finally play the game. Bro, I'm sorry. I ain't shit my drawers for any of you.
no.
Well, some of us are just better teammates than others. And Bobby, if it ever comes down to it, look me in the eyes right now.
Okay.
I will shit my pants for you.
Okay, I'd rather us die than like potentially have like shit smelling everywhere.
No. I got you.
All right.
I don't want that.
I don't expect you to ever back out.
All right, well, we all know who the better teammate in this group is.
To be fair, I've never shit my pants during gaming, but I've had times where I've been real close. In very similar situations. Like, just had an upset stomach, and we're in the middle of a heated match, or like, we're playing Warzone, and we're clutching out the win. And then the moment we get that victory, everyone's like, yeah, and I bolt to the fucking bathroom. I'm like, yeah, good, no! It's gone.
It was literally almost like that, except
You didn't make it.
I had to poop for like, we fought the boss for like 2 hours. So like hour 1.5, I'm just like, we're getting real dangerous here. Like,
And at no point did you ever consider, hey guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go poop.
no.
I'll be right back.
No. We had momentum rolling. We were, no.
No way to burn that.
I like to think that I have like the perseverance, or I don't have perseverance when it comes to playing games. You know, like when stink bug season rolls around
Yeah.
and they're just everywhere and they get on you.
Kill the fire.
Dog shit, right?
Terrible.
There's been times where they're like on the back of my neck, and I'll be playing a game that you can't pause, and I'll be like Dark Souls, for example. This has happened multiple times where a stink bug will be on the back of my neck. I'm like, oh, that's not my hair touching my neck. So I'll grab it, and it'll literally be like, oh fuck, squeeze it, kind of get it on your hands, and you
Oh.
throw it, and you're just like, oh, you just get right back into it.
I can't. I hate
Maybe I would shit my pants.
Maybe you would shit your
Maybe I'd
pants.
shit my pants for my bros.
bugs.
God knows I did it enough as a child.
Shit your pants for your
Crohn's disease!
Gotta put your pants
Dude,
for your
I
bros.
scarred children when I was little.
Please do tell.
You know the bloody bathroom story.
Yeah.
How could we forget?
For anybody who wants to know the bloody bathroom story, I have Crohn's disease, and I've had it since I was 10. So, when it started rolled around, I was real private about my bathroom uses, because there was some little fucker in kindergarten who would look at me under the bathroom stall, and it just created this barrier of like, nobody can see me shit ever again. So, even straight at my girlfriend, she'll be like, can I come in and like watch your shit? I'm like, no, you can't. No.
Bro, I mean, why would she want to do that?
Exactly. That's the thing. That's it. It's like one of those things where and it's not even like I won't even pee with her in there. So like it's to that extreme. So like if you like pee in the bathroom while your girlfriend's like showering, like I won't even do that.
Can I
Nobody.
hold it?
That I have been asked that question so many fucking times.
Who asks to hold it when you're peeing?
Alicia.
That's fucked up.
But anyway, so I have Crohn's disease. I've had since I was 11, and the bathroom dilemma started. So add on to that, I didn't tell anybody that I was pissing blood out my ass for a long time. So at school, I'd go to the bathroom like every 5 seconds. Like literally, like I remember I'd walk into a room, I'd sit down, and like I'm losing a lot of blood during this too. So like I'm getting lightheaded at the same time. So I'd sit down and I'd just start spinning. I'm like, oh fuck. And I'd like run out of the room sideways. And this one time I went to the bathroom, I sat down, and like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong, but I blew. It somehow got out of the toilet bowl.
Oh no.
And all I heard was this kid next to me, and I didn't know why, because I didn't see it, but it was like down the side. But he was just like, are you okay? And I just wouldn't answer because I'm nervous about stuff, so I'm just like, He's like, hello? So I got up and I left. I was done. I wiped. I was like, there's blood. Nothing new here. I ran out. And then like a week later, people had already been like shitting in the sinks and like putting apples down into the toilets for some reason. So this time, on top of getting yelled at for that, we got somebody was like, so there was blood like all over the middle stall in the bathroom. And the middle stall was my stall because it wasn't big and it wasn't close to the urinal. So I couldn't see people's feet when they were pissing. It was just my own little world. And yeah, no, I'm pretty sure like I frightened a small child that day.
I guarantee you he doesn't go to public restrooms even today because he remembers the flashbacks of that time in the bathroom and he just doesn't want to re-experience that.
Like going back to
like got on
Vietnam.
his shoes.
Oh.
It's literally amazing how just shitting can change your life.
On
That absolutely changed your life.
on a side note,
Yes.
I'm not sure if we've ever discussed this, but with you being so private when it comes to the bathroom, how did you actually get diagnosed with it? Like, did just the secret come out that you've been pooping blood for the past year, or how did it work?
I had been hiding it from my mother for a long time, and I would tell her, like I'd go to the bathroom often, and I was super pale and like super skinny. Hard to imagine how I know. I'm ripped now, by the way.
Huge.
Huge.
Whoa.
Nobody can sit next to me during this, but because of my muscles and my massive penis. But anyway, so my mother would like see, like, you know how the kids saw the blood?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, if I have like a tube that extends out of my ass, but like I'd get blood somewhere sometimes. Or I'd get like a little higher up on the rim
Right.
or on the inside of the dome,
And it wouldn't wash off.
and it wouldn't come off. And like a lot of times I was a stupid kid, so I was just like, oh, it's out of sight, out of mind. I'd close the toilet lid, and well, my mom started asking me things. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Well, I went to the bathroom one time whenever I was at a doctor's appointment,
Oh.
and my mom was like, don't you fucking flush that. So the doctor came in and was just like, Jesus Christ. So then within the month, I learned that I was like 65% close to dying because my body was that denutri. There was no nutrients.
Right.
I couldn't keep anything in. I'd eat corn and I'd fucking Gatling gun that shit out of my ass, bro.
This is a public service announcement, children. If you guys are out there having any of these issues, please contact your doctor right away.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, please.
So yeah, that started, and then I had to like go through a bunch of tests. Man, I got so many fingers shoved up my ass when I was a young boy.
I can't imagine. I don't even want to imagine.
You know, as much as I like to laugh about it, it's fucking traumatic.
I couldn't even imagine that.
No.
As a 10-year-old, I remember even as a 13-year-old getting your first physical, and it's like, all right, drop your door. It's like, are you sure?
So I'm gonna cut you off here for a second. I just texted Tony secretly while we're doing
I
this
saw.
and asked for permission to tell the story of how we met, and he says it's okay. So
This is one of my favorite stories.
Speaking of shitting your pants, changing your life. So we went to elementary school together, and I had no idea who this kid and he sat with his brother, and I had no idea who they were. I just know that one day on the bus, as a kid, he pooped himself. So everyone would make fun of him and call him Tony Poopy Pants. and I was in on it, and I'm just like, ha ha ha, you pooped your pants. Because kids, well then, our bus driver was real serious about not bringing food onto the bus. Well, one day I had a pack of Fruity Mentos left over from lunch, and I'm just popping them on the bus, and he caught me. And he goes, Mr. Baylog, get up here. And I'm like, all right, Mr. D, what did I do? And he goes, you got enough for everybody? And I'm just like, well, I got like 7 left, so not really. And he goes, you're going to sit there. And he points to the seat that Tony and his brother are in. And I'm just like, I literally look at him and I go, with Tony Poopy Pants? And he goes, you're going to sit there and that's your seat for the rest of the year. Don't you complain about it. And he was a really big, angry man. So, okay, I sit down and I look over and one of them just told a joke to the other. So I look over and the second I do, one of them, I don't remember if it was Tony or his little brother, laughed, but when they laughed, they were laugh spitting. So I look over and I just get a face full of laugh spit. And now here we are doing a podcast together.
How long ago was that?
That was in like 4th grade.
And what year was that?
It was like 2nd grade. I didn't poop my pants in 4th grade.
I certainly did.
I definitely shit myself like in school a lot, unfortunately. But like, you know,
Am I the only one here who didn't shit their pants as a child?
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait, I'm sorry. You just unlocked a core memory, bro. So we were at a family function. It was like a barbecue or something, and we had just eaten, and the people that were cooking, I don't know if they like undercooked something or I had like a bad piece of meat or something, but I had the runs, and you know, at this point in my life, I don't give a fuck where I shit. I'll just do it if I have to. But back then, you know, you're a kid, you don't want to like, you know. So I slowly sneak up to their bathroom, and it was so bad that as soon as I pulled my pants down to go sit, I let out a little bit, and it was all over my underwear. And I pooped, and I'm like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? So I took off my underwear. I'm in this bathroom. I'm like cleaning my shit off on the sink. And I'm like, I hope no one finds out. And I'm like, well, I can't wear wet, shitty drawers. So I'm just like, I must throw away the evidence. So I balled it up in a fucking toilet paper. I wasted half of their fucking roll. I made a wad about a softball big, and I threw it in their trash can, and I came back downstairs, and my mom was like, mijo, you were in the bathroom for a while, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I'm good. No, I'm all right.
Actually, I gotta lock this statement back. I did shit my pants once. I was 9 years old, and I trusted a fart that I should not have.
That's the worst
Those
thing.
are the ones that always
I
get
did,
you at
and
the
then from
worst
then
possible
on,
times.
and then from then on, nope, I don't trust farts no more.
That's what we call the gamble.
Mm-hmm. The gamble did not work, and I did the same thing where I was like, "Oh, clean my underwear."
I shit my pants at
And
work.
then what I did is I took underwear and literally made a maxi pad and wore that. That way, it absorbed everything.
You guys want to hear something that's going to make you think that I'm a really sad person?
Oh, no.
So, the Crohn's was so bad that when we drove anywhere as a family, we had a fucking toilet in the trunk. I had to. Wait. It's not there. That's not even the embarrassing part. That's not the embarrassing part. I had to wear a diaper to school on multiple occasions.
Diaper kid.
Calm down there, fat guy on the bus.
No, that's fair.
In his defense, guys, I mean, what do you want him to do when he's constantly shitting himself and it's full of blood? Like,
What?
you think it's funny, but just try to put yourself in his shoes. Like, that's fucking rough.
Have you
it's
ever
funny
actually
now.
it's funny now. I love to laugh about it. Have you actually ever had to use a leaf to
What?
wipe your ass.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
So we were riding on the bus, and I'm just like, the usual spot. I'm like, fuck! I'm gonna shit myself. So the bus driver pulls over at an old abandoned schoolhouse with toilets behind it, like outhouses.
Right.
So I walk back there, and I'm just like, I'm like this little like 4th grade kid, like 9 years old, like a borderline shit my pants. I sit down on this wood, get a splinter on my ass immediately, and I'm just shooting blood down into like old child poo.
Right.
So I'm done, and I'm just like, because it normally only took me like literally 3 seconds. It was such a hindrance, and it took so little time.
Right.
So I sit there, and I looked around, I'm like, there's obviously no toilet paper in here. I contemplated my sock for a second. I was like, I'll just go sockless. I thought about just using my underwear and shoving that in my backpack, but I already like am super scared. So I grab a leaf and run it across the back of my ass multiple times. And I went home after I got to school.
Is it? Oh, I can't even. What is that feeling? Like the sandpaper?
Well, I would describe. So, if you can imagine really rough toilet paper, or even one of those silicone leaves, like fake leaves that you can buy, it almost feels like that. Just imagine that on your butt.
Oh no.
I mean, it depends on the leaf.
I mean, you want to go for a big leaf, right?
I mean, I had a really bad experience one time shitting in the woods. We were just out roaming around as we do, because we had a bunch of woods up and behind my house, and we're just running around, and I have to take a shit, of course. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go hide behind this tree and just, drop one. And all around me were just these incredibly slick leaves that just had like a coating on them.
You didn't.
What?
Did you put poison ivy on your ass?
Well, that's a different story.
Wait.
I was going to get into that one next, but yes, that did happen to me once as well. And that is, poison ivy in the butthole is not a good situation.
I am stressing this. I cannot stress this enough. One of the first things that my father taught me was what poison ivy looks like.
I grew up in the city. I had to learn it on the internet what it was, although I never had a run-in. But I did. No one taught me. I learned that on my own.
So slick leaves don't take any shit from your ass either, by the way.
No, they do not.
So, like, I'm like 15 leaves in, and I'm like, I can't. What am I supposed to do? So I just, like, pulled up my pants, and I went about my day, and then had shitty underwear, I guess.
Well, one thing, if you ever do use a leaf, use the underside. The underside has a little bit of grip to it.
That's not a bad idea.
Survival training. Anyway, 2 things. First, refrigerate your toilet paper. It'll change your life if you got a bloody ass. 2,
bro, I'm gonna start doing that even if I don't have a bloody ass. I mean, I have a leaky ass.
Change your life.
I think I have a gluten intolerance.
2, I forgot what that was gonna be. So
I'm just saying, we have become the shit podcast.
Embarrassing
we have
stories
literally
for
just
sure.
talked about Elden Ring and shitting our pants for the last about 30 minutes.
I mean, that's pretty normal.
It's our normal conversation. So, you pussies want to fight about something?
I would love to fight about something.
Tins, did you come today with a thing to fight about?
Yes, I did.
Ah, excellent. Let's hear it.
All right. What? So everyone knows what a hippo is, right?
Yeah, it's
No.
rad.
Wrecked him.
I love you.
My asshole doesn't bleed.
Not anymore.
So yeah, hippos. Hippos are big and scary as fuck.
Yeah, they are, like me.
What beats a hippo?
I can take a hippo.
Shut
Yeah,
the
because
fuck
you're a
up.
fucking animal. What animal beats a hippo in a one-on-one fight?
Off the top of my head, elephant.
That was one of the top things I found on Google.
Right. I mean, there's massive size. When this question was poised, I wanted to get something a little bit unique, so I started thinking. I'm like, all right, hippos, when they get big, they're unkillable. Essentially, no one fucks with these things because they're angry and gigantic. So I'm like, okay, where do they spend most of their time? In the water. They're known as like water cows. They just hang out in the water all the time. They can hold their breath for approximately 5 minutes. So I'm thinking, all right, what if we tried drowning this thing? Which sounds almost impossible, but the green anaconda in the Amazon rainforest can hold its breath for 10 minutes, and they're constrictors. So if he gets in the right situation where he chokes out a fucking hippo under the water, it's dead.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fair. And in that same vein, I think a shark could fuck one up then. But my answer is a very patient hawk.
Please explain.
Oh
my God.
It's going for the eyes.
Yes. So so we're talking about Elden Ring, right? How do you beat bosses? You go in, you whittle, you back up. So if this hawk goes in and spends about, I don't know, 12 hours just fucking terrorizing this hippo, you could win.
Why a hawk? Everyone knows that eagles will eat hawks.
I just, a fucking, any bird could do it. I mean, a bird with talons.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
that's
A hummingbird.
Can you imagine just the hippo like walking away, going like into like an area that's a little secluded? He's like, oh, okay, I've made it away. Looks slightly up. Oh!
Yeah, no.
And God damn it! He just cuts his
And
back.
then it just flies away again. And then it just comes back like 30 seconds later.
Thinking about that, it would probably die just by like wound infections.
That and,
Like just like slicing into his back constantly.
and it'll get tired as fuck,
Well,
too.
hippos have notoriously thick skin, so they might not even get through.
Go
But
for
if
the
it
guys.
does, or it goes for the gentle spots,
the-
like the,
the-
eyeball.
The key adjective
There.
in this, in my animal, is a very patient eagle or hawk.
That's a smart ass bird.
Wait, one person hasn't really spoken up. Hey, Tony, what animal do you think would beat a hippo?
I'm not gonna lie. Have you seen a fucking hippo?
Well, yes.
Like, I mean,
Well, yeah, in the zoo, yeah, I have seen hippos.
I'm on the side of the hippo. I really don't think that a lot can take it down, to be honest with you. I think that your anaconda is just going to be bitten in half. The hawk's just going to... I play a squishy character in Dark Souls, if that's what we're talking about.
Can you fly?
I'm just telling you.
Hippos can't fly.
Hippos can't fly.
I mean, yeah, no, they can't fly, but they get one shot.
I don't think the hippo's gonna throw a boulder. The
Also-
bird doesn't have to get anywhere near it. It just has to go. Here's it walking. It goes.
Hawk, now, hawk coming for the eye, hippo, mouth, dead.
I'll just tell my hawk not to go for the eyes.
We're not coaching.
Yeah,
That's a
he's like,
different thing.
I have like a glove. What do you mean? Eagly attack! Steve is like anaconda and like.
what
do
are
you
you
think
just
would be-
summoners and we're
Me?
attacked trying to
Yeah.
kill this hippo?
Well, the fuck if I know. I'm leaning towards the fucking elephant, if anything, because that's the only thing bigger than a hippo, really.
Largest land mammal. You know, an elephant with its trunk can lift upwards of 600, 700 pounds with its trunk. There are 150,000 muscles in an elephant's trunk.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well,
Are you sure not getting the biology of Tony's penis mixed up with an elephant?
I mean, I have seen that thing move in ways that penises shouldn't move.
Yeah, see anaconda right there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Tony's
saying.
penis can
Anacondas
kill
are
the
just like-
anaconda.
You imagine if your dick wrapped around the hippo's around the neck, you would kill that thing.
Okay, but in fairness, my wife has a hell of a jaw strength. She'll just bite that shit right off.
Wow.
Wait, are you? It's probably not good to call your wife a hippo, man.
Wait, I thought that's what he did.
She's gonna listen to this, and now you're sleeping on the couch.
It was worth it.
He already did cow. What more can he go? How far can he go?
Yeah, I know. Water cow.
Water cow.
Subspecies. Yeah, no.
I mean, Brad's always talking about how he can fight a gorilla.
Yeah,
Oh.
which you totally fucking couldn't.
Well, you're not beating the gorilla.
I could absolutely fight.
No, you couldn't. With what?
Well,
With what? You're gonna fist fight a gorilla.
I'm a very patient hawk. I'll just go for the eyes.
You know how opposable thumbs work?
Unfortunately, gorillas are naturally timid creatures, so I don't think if you ever got into an enclosure with one, it's not gonna fuck with you unless like it was angry and or you had it in the back against the wall. At that point, you're fucking dead. You want to talk about like being able to lift shit? Like orangutans, I'm pretty sure can lift 500 pounds. I'm gonna quickly look up how much a gorilla can lift. I guarantee you he'll rip you in fucking
I
half.
can take a gorilla.
Also, I just want to point out, like, when the child fell into Harambe's enclosure, Harambe was like, "Oh, child!" And just started swinging him around like
He
it's
flailed
nothing.
that fuck.
I could swing around a child like that.
Yeah.
Not as effortless as Harambe.
I don't know. Kids are kind of lame.
Guys. A fully grown silverback gorilla are actually stronger than 20 adult humans combined. A silverback gorilla can lift 4,000 pounds on a bench press.
That's insane.
It will, not only will it lift you, rip you in half. It would like just drag you around like, oh, here we go. And there it goes on this side. You're mincemeat, bro. You're like,
Bro,
you're not.
There's an easy way to settle this.
Let's take him to a zoo.
No, that's illegal.
Yeah.
I can guarantee we already have 5 dudes in this room that will do it. We just need to get 15 more guys to beat the shit out of Brad, and if he can hold us off,
Oh yeah,
he can beat a gorilla.
20. Yeah, no, you deal with 20 of us.
Well, look. There's one thing that we can all just agree on. Harambe was cheated.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, I mean, if your kid fell into an enclosure, are you taking the gorilla's life or your kid's life?
My kids.
Gonna shoot the kid.
Wait.
The gorilla deserves to live.
My son literally just destroyed my Nintendo Switch Joy-Con, so
Okay, so him destroying Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers is legally enough for you to throw your son into a gorilla enclosure.
honestly, it's a
Have you-
coin flip.
Have you ever seen the Lion King meme where he throws Simba into the crowd? That'll be Brad with his kid in the gorilla enclosure.
All right, guys, it's been fun. Thanks for joining us today. Please remember to like and subscribe. Maybe share us with your friends. And as always, have an above average day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It was fun.
Deuces.